How do you destroy a bunker made of concrete buried 50 feet underground, especially when it's never been done before? That was a challenge for the US Air Force during Operation Desert Storm, as the Iraqis' intelligence in August of 1990 with the purpose of annexing Kuwait, acquiring their large oil reserves, and also to avoid paying back the money that Kuwait had loaned to Iraq, which had funded Saddam's war against Iran in the 1980s. As economic sanctions proved ineffective, the United States levied below the surface, making them immune to direct hits from the BLU-109 hardened penetration bombs, which were designed to penetrate only 4 to 6 feet of reinforced concrete. A team consisting of US Air Force engineers and Lockheed Missiles and Space Company, which had developed the BLU-109, immediately started working on a suicide bomb that could be dropped from a B-52 from such high altitudes that would have sufficient kinetic energy to penetrate deep into a highly hardened target. The biggest challenge, of course, was producing the casing for the bomb. It had to be able to penetrate through deep layers of soil and concrete without being crushed. But the bomb specifications were not even yet finalized, and Eglin had to provide a go-no-go briefing to the top brass in about 1 week. It was decided that the delivery of the bomb should be done using F-111 fighter, which meant TV Dallas location, and a batch of BLU-109 nose cones was en route to Watervliet Arsenal, used to penetrator's body. External hoops and rails were cut off from the barrel. It was then shortened to the penetrator's rough length, and its chrome plating was stripped off. In total, it's estimated that 15 engineering design changes were made during the manufacturing process, something that was only possible through total team effort. The stone was secured onto the body using the heat paint on the bomb was still wet. The second bomb followed a few hours later. The work on rounds 3 and 4 began immediately at Watervliet. Air Force Base, it had to be 630 pounds of molten explosives were poured in using buckets and packed by wooden rods, because the kettles were not big enough to melt all the explosives at once. The assembled laser gun. It was so deep that it was decided not to dig it up, as the expense of doing so could not be justified. 2 days later, a rocket sled test was conducted at Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico. The bomb was fired against a 22-foot thick stack of steel-reinforced concrete slabs. The penetrator was found over half a mile away after having punched through the barrier. It was obvious to everyone that the GBU-28 could do the job. Satisfied with the results, rounds 3 and 4 were prepped at Watervliet and packed with explosives at Eglin Air Force Base. They were then immediately flown away to Saudi Arabia in preparation for the drops. On February 27, 1991, 2 Air Force F-111 fighters dropped missed the target. The second one, however, was a hit, and if you look closely, in a few seconds you will see smoke pouring out of the bunker's air vents. This suggested that the bomb had found its way deep into the bunker, which was nothing to do with Saddam Hussein learning that their last refuge has been defeated. The deep bunkers were no longer safe. Although in the days prior, Iraqi soldiers were already surrendering or fleeing, and the day before the bomb was dropped, Iraq had announced its complete withdrawal from Kuwait. But the GBU-28 bunker buster may very well have been the
Well, that's not a very freaking yellow.
이게 어디 정신병원 같은 데서 입히는 거.
did you see that? That's some next level shit.
The fucking shit!
I see something.
이 족과예요.